John, we've just done the press conference for November the 10th down at Victoria Warehouse, where I think it's going to be fight number 8 coming up, is it?
Yeah, number 8. Yeah, they soon clock up, don't they? Yeah, number 8 is.
You've been a busy lad, you know. That's only in just over a year, mate.
Yeah, just over a year. So, like you said, it'll be my 8th one, so yeah, I can't complain.
And
Perfect.
Coming off a fantastic victory last time out at Bowlers.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was.
Can you pronounce his name?
Ladislav Nemeth.
Yeah, he was a tough kid, but you were too good for him there, mate, because I was watching it, mate, and beautiful jab on you again, a variety of shots, and you just systematically broke the kid down and beat him up from round 1 to when the referee stepped in round 3.
Yeah, it was good. I was happy with the performance. I did everything that Haroon, my trainer, asked me to do. That was all part of it. The first round was just a jab away, manoeuvre him round. Second round, cut him off. And third round, moved to him. So yeah, it had gone exactly to plan.
Well, I was a little bit worried because obviously you just had that one comeback fight since the defeat to Darryl Sharp.
Yep.
And again, perhaps even though it was a good win, and probably a better win than when you first fought Lou Van Pooch, it probably wasn't what you knew you could have delivered. And so when I knew you being thrown in at the deep end to do an 8-rounder, I was a bit nervous, mate. And I spoke to Haroon, and he just said to me, no, he said it's the right thing. And it seems like he was right, because I thought you might have pace yourself too slow, but you started off at a great pace in this fight, even though it was going to be twice as long as you'd ever fought before.
Yeah, I just knew I had a whole different mindset knowing that I had the more rounds. Obviously the first round, when I'm hitting him, he was doing all shaking his head at me and all that sort of stuff. But I just knew. I just looked at him and said, "You've got a long time in here. You've got 8 rounds." I was just calm. Whether if it was over 4 rounds, if it had gone 3 rounds and they're still shaking at me, I might have thought, going the points here. But I was just a whole different mindset going in.
Do you think that's the corner turn for you, mate? Because obviously I've always said to you, I videoed you a lot as an amateur. I'm perhaps one of the most exciting amateurs that I videoed, mate. I never, ever seen you in a bad fight, mate. And I think this suddenly, watching that fight there was like watching you in the amateurs again, mate. You were bossing the fight and looking really confident in doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely felt more back to myself there. Definitely the start of my pro career. Anyway, I was just way too cautious. I think I was trying to box a lot more than maybe I should have been. I don't know what it was. But yeah.
Is this going to be your 3rd fight with Haroon and at Heavy Hitters?
This will be my 4th now.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. This will be my 4th with Haroon. I've had 3 with him now.
And obviously, what a successful gym coming through, because you've got Jordan Thompson, who's making big waves at cruiserweight, and you've just had Jack Cattrall pick up the British title.
Yeah, definitely. We had a really good month for our gym, October. Obviously, we had me, Jordan, and Raz at the start of the month.
He's a Birmingham lad, isn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
And didn't you all fight for titles on that night at Bowlers?
Just me and Jordan. Raz, there was a couple of issues with his opponents, and so he was just in for a scheduled 4-round.
Oh right.
About 30 seconds it went no, but yeah, he was in for a scheduled 4. So it was just me and Jordan that fought for the titles. But yeah, you're right, it was supposed to be. And
what's going to be coming your way with Jordan and all them? They've got anything lined up?
Yeah, again, so Jordan's out at the end of November. Can't remember the exact date, but it's going to be on one of Frank Warren's shows.
Do you feel good now? Do you feel settled here? Because obviously, like you say, you'd been at Gary Booth as an amateur and the beginning of your pro career, and then you've sort of like you was at Maylets for a couple, for one fight, wasn't you? And then you joined Haroon. So do you feel finally found your place?
Definitely. Yeah, yes. Like I said, I had my first 3 fights with Gary Booth, which was my amateur trainer. One thing led to another, and it wasn't to be. At the time, I'd been doing a lot of sparring at Steve Maylett's gym, so I'd approached because it was only. Yeah,
because you've been helping Lecky get prepared
yeah,
for quite a few of his fights, actually.
Yeah, and Dale also. So it was about back in February. It was about 6 weeks to go before the fight. I had no trainer, but I still wanted to go ahead with the fight. I mean, I didn't want to have time off in my career and maybe have 6 to 12 months off before I got back settled into a gym and into training. So I approached Steve, asked if he would do my corner basically. Let me use
Which
his
is,
gym
you know,
to train,
it's a big
yeah.
thing for him to accept you as well, mate, because, you know, when you look at his gym, they've had one defeat in it. I think almost 100 fights coming out there professional,
Yeah,
one defeat.
long term
You know,
goals,
so, you
yeah.
know, he doesn't take anyone on lightly, so that was a big deal for him there, wasn't it?
No, yeah, so he really helped us out there.
And it was a great performance by yourself on that night as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Because he was at Kieran Gray, was it?
Kieran Gray.
Yeah, and I think that was a fight where I really felt like you could have stopped him that night, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think if you would have been in the mode that you was 3 weeks
I would
ago,
have done, yeah.
you would have done.
I think if I'd have been in the mode that I was 3 weeks ago, I'd have stopped just about all the moments. But yeah, anyway, that's long gone anyway.
Right, well, John, listen, look forward to seeing you out 2 weeks today, and hopefully next time I see you, you'll have win number 7 behind your name, mate.
Yep, 100%. Nice one, Lee. Thanks for your time.
Take care, John.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.